Greetings, Helldivers. Ervin here to talk about the great return of the Democracy Space Station. Yep, you heard right. Our fleet's personal friendly fire machine is back in action. But wait, there have been some new groundbreaking upgrades we'll be talking about today that have curved its casualty rate as well as other significant changes. On top of that, we're also going to be talking about the future of the game, looking forward to what's coming down the pipeline for the end of the month as well as what's coming next for my channel here on YouTube. But that's enough rambling, so let's just get on with it. So the DSS, as I said, has returned to active duty, but now comes with a mandatory set of tutorial panels that attempt to teach you how to operate it properly, which is a nice touch. While the Eagle Storms and Orbital Blockade have stayed much the same, with the Eagle Storm capable of constantly barraging our enemies with strafing runs throughout the operation, while activated as well as completely halting the enemy's progress during defensive campaigns for up to 24 hours. The orbital blockade still functioning as a preventative measure, stopping any would be attacks from beginning on the planet the DSS is stationed above, while providing our Helldivers with free Hellpod space optimization. That's where the familiarity with its operations end, though, as you see, our engineers have taken the orbital bombardment tactical action offline for now and exchanged it with the much more user friendly heavy ordnance distribution. This was a change advocated for by our forces during the initial launch of the DSS, so it's great to see it make an appearance here. Basically, instead of a random orbital bombardment just as likely to frag the Helldivers as it is to take down the enemy and their assets, we now get a free fifth stratagem call in for the 380 millimeter barrage while the DSS is stationed above the planet we are deploying to with this action active. In addition, just like orbital bombardment, this order will grant a 50% increase to liberation progress on the active planet. But be warned, we do not yet know if Arrowhead took into account our complaints about how that 50% extra liberation rate comes into being. As you see previously, that 50% was produced by reducing all other war efforts across the galaxy to create it. If they've managed to fix that issue, then I have no further qualms about this list of tactical actions, besides the fact that they are still unfortunately activated immediately upon reaching 100%, and you cannot have more than one active at a time. So, it'll typically be very rare for us to manage to line up an action with an ongoing campaign meant for the action in question, all the same. But, thanks to how fast the DSS now relocates, this has gotten a lot more reasonable, bringing us to the other huge change that's been made with our super weapon. While the DSS previously would only move once per 24 hours, this latest and greatest version is now capable of shifting across the galaxy once per 4 hours, meaning we have 6 daily votes determining where it goes, potentially allowing us to much more easily send the station to the right locations when we actually need it, instead of constantly fumbling like we're 24 hours behind schedule. Between this change and the heavy ordnance distribution being implemented over bombardment, it seems as though Arrowhead has fixed two of three of the major issues with our space station, but there is yet one more.
There is another.
There is still, unfortunately, no implementation of the platoon system leaked to be in development long ago to assist us in coordinating our votes and efforts at large. Although we do still have it on good authority, the system is still under development and has been renamed to companies rather than platoons. But don't worry, just because we don't have the official tools to communicate in game doesn't mean there aren't companies of Helldivers across the galaxy coordinating their vote. None as fiercely as my own, the Ghost Divers. Since the original establishment of the DSS, my company, founded within my community Discord in the link below, has been hard at work coordinating our efforts and voting to attempt to always swing managed democracy in the right direction. So if you want to be a part of a company that keeps close tabs on the galactic war, where to best deploy for maximum effect, and where your votes are best spent to spread maximum democracy, look no further and join the Ghost Divers today. With the DSS well underway and spreading managed democracy at peak efficiency, thanks to the hard-working companies across the stars coordinating their efforts, this begs the question as to what comes next for the Helldivers in the month of January. The answer is a new war bond set to drop within the month, being lightly teased as coming soon by the community manager. We unfortunately have no under the hood information on the new gear as of yet due to Arrowhead's test server now functioning basically as a smokescreen as far as the leaks are concerned. But rest assured, a war bond is set to release on schedule and it's sounding like it's going to be a good one. Beyond that, we also have the Helldivers movie I haven't had a chance to talk about yet. If you somehow hadn't heard yet, Sony's decided to fund a feature length film on the breakout hit of 2024. And while there is nothing confirmed yet, fans across the globe are demanding that Craig Lead Thomas be featured in the film, aka John Helldiver. While there is nothing confirmed about that just yet, I think we can all agree that the folks putting this film together would be insane to not include the iconic man behind the most memorable intro cinematic of the year. Beyond that, I unfortunately know very little about the upcoming film. All we can do for now is hope Sony does a better job with the Helldivers film than they did with the cinematic universe of Spider Man. I also talked about this in a previous video, but thanks to a mistake in the coding of a recent major order, we are likely heading into the Gloom arc next as far as the main story of the game is concerned. I don't want to get into leaks within this video, but if you're curious about what enemies we'll be facing within the Gloom, I'll be leaving a link to that previous video below in the description as well. And now I want to take a minute to talk about the future of this channel. As many of you know, I've been playing Helldivers 2 since the very first day it released and making content on the game for almost as long. And in that time, there have been moments I've attempted to branch out and explore other games, but Helldivers just always managed to rope me back in with a big update right on time while the new title fizzled out in the background. That does not seem to be happening this time around with the launch of Path of Exile 2. I've, in my heart, always been a numbers guy, a builds and theory craft kind of guy, and if you've been around my channel for a while, you've probably picked up on that. So this new game has been right up my alley. But I want to emphasize my new fascination with Path of Exile has not at all been the reason behind the relaxed Helldivers 2 content release schedule. I have from the beginning fully intended to continue to produce content on Helldivers 2 as I would never want to abandon the game that got me to where I am today, and I still very much enjoy it. But I don't want to make Helldivers content just to fill a quota. I want the information and videos I make on this game to be useful to the viewer, or at the very least entertaining. Helldivers 2 really went big with its content releases right before the new year, throwing the Illuminate at us, the first vehicle, and even 2 war bonds worth of gear. But after covering all of that content thoroughly, we've gone almost bone dry for quite some time now, which leaves a creator in a tough spot. I'd either be creating the kind of slop I hate to see on this platform where the creator microwaves the same topic or tweet or Discord message every 2 days all week long, or I'd have to get extremely creative with my content creation process. And what it's come down to in that regard is more or less a case of writer's block. It's been difficult for me to formulate new and original ideas when it comes to Helldivers, and I don't want to just be remaking the same videos forever, lest I become the thing I hate, microwaving my own content. For those reasons, Helldivers 2 content on the channel will slow down from time to time. But rest assured, when an update hits or some real news appears to cover like today, I'm gonna be on it delivering the high quality content you've come to know me for. All right, well, I've never really done a segment like this in a video before, but I hope you found this video entertaining, insightful, and useful as always, regardless. Thanks to my coffee supporters who've helped keep the channel going, and thank you all very much for watching till the end. I'll see you next time.